5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Broadcasting worldwide from Paine Studios in Cornwall, this is the Wal of Paine show on Phluid FM.
Evening, chaps. I'm Monty Tom.
Mighty, rise like a tower. Try to devour, but them can't take the power at all. Roll up a lion or Jew, they give a noise of a sound while losing his future. Mighty, rise like a tower. Try to devour, but them can't take the power at all. Roll up a lion or Jew, they give a noise of a sound while losing his future.
Yo, is it just me or is it getting hotter? Woo! It's hella sick, somebody fetch a doctor. Woo! It's hella thick, somebody fetch a copper. Spin it like a helicopter, still a vote by telling whoppers. They done drop a lot of bollocks on these kids, trying to profit from the rifts in each following the splits. Man, a whole fucking politics is rigged. Upton Zorro with the mic, slicing S's on your shit. So count up all your blessings as I bless this. Get ready for the next shit, the mess that we are left with. Restless, grew up in a courtroom full of jesters, dressed as the next best thing we can invest in. F this, put your cross where you hate at least. We lost all our faith in these party-led fakeries, but it won't change, man. The lies are insurmountable, where everybody's smart and shy and no one's held accountable.
Mighty, rise like a tower. Try to devour, but them can't take the power at all. Roll up a lion or Jew, they give a noise of a sound while losing his future. Mighty, rise like a tower. Try to devour, but them can't take the power at all. Roll up a lion or Jew, they give a noise of a sound while losing his future.
Fresh out the void, it's the crew you can trust. Check your boy telling you to raise your voice is a must. It's an ironclad position, you don't listen enough. There's no time to test your metal when you're playing with rust. Past tense is past tense, hasty with the compliments. Lost the words that the wind rushed documents. We hear you governments, go home, is what you meant. Wash from dust just to what you profiting. Steal for cover, make a politician bore. Raw, I will be a thorn in the side like metal swords. No horse with chasing a white whale. Walk for talk, I'm running my mouth well. Cross for ground that men and guys sporting a Zeke hell. Such a sentiment scores 1-0 to Israel. Pigs, cattle, meddling kids ready to meet jail. Heads high to recruit justice for the sweet smell.
Mighty, rise like a tower. Try to devour, but them can't take the power at all. Roll up a lion or Jew, they give a noise of a sound while losing his future. Mighty, rise like a tower. Try to devour, but them can't take the power at all. Roll up a lion or Jew, they give a noise of a sound while losing his future.
The righteous take complicit in the history of violence. Enlightened take positions that resist against the tyrants. I've been claiming both in the boiler room with papyrus. When I gas the words to flyer like the sky without a pilot. Swinging arms, I place my palms upon the pious. The irony is rich, but the touch is never Midas. Why raise a fist if your enlistment is in private? Resist the tricks and listen on the bigotry divide us.
The truth's a slow burn, lies are hella quick. Mind's already set, divisive rhetoric. Dreams are derelict, know your enemies. Like who the fuck chose that those are terrorists? Trick perspective, shit lips drip with excrement. Still kiss the requisite amount of ass. Get ahead, class wars and nepotists. Hard borders, separatists and truth lying buried under treasure, it's sick.
Mighty, rise like a tower. Try to devour, but them can't take the power at all. Roll up a lion or Jew, they give a noise of a sound while losing his future. Mighty, rise like a tower. Try to devour, but them can't take the power at all. Roll up a lion or Jew, they give a noise of a sound while losing his future.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Wal of Paine here on Phluid Vision and Phluid FM. I'm Leo Bass Driver Payne alongside Neil Walters, and tonight we have some very special guests, don't we, Neil?
We do, and we're waiting for them at any second, which is why we've only done one intro song, which was Mighty Mighty by the Scribes, because we're waiting to be joined by the Mighty Mighty Scribes.
Indeed, massive respect to them, because they are squeezing us in. You know, they're busy boys, hot off the back of winning the Pilton Stage competition to play at Glastonbury this year. They are playing at Falmouth tomorrow.
They are.
They are indeed at the Underland Bar, but also tonight. And again, this is rolling back. My boys from Bristol, back for the Bristol Academy. They're playing with the Pharcyde, which is a really interesting thing, isn't it? Because I put together tonight's track list because, again, I was talking to Neil, we got the Scribes on, and it's like, bruv, don't embarrass me, yeah?
As if I would. I will admit, okay, so hip-hop's maybe not my... I don't know the knowledge like you do of hip-hop. I love hip-hop, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I might not know much about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought, I better put together a few tunes.
Like the Roots Maneuver Run Come Save Me album, or the Ugly Duckling Journey to Anywhere album. Sorry, I'm just reading that literally.
I just thought I'd put some up for your benefit mainly, but I got some of my plates up the top there, which incidentally as well, these fellas here, we've got the Science Super Crew up here, fantastic. We'll have some of them on the show a little bit later, and Ugly Duckling right here, who are also relative, and we'll find out why possibly with the Scribes in a minute. And of course, Roots Maneuver, Run Come Save Me. Shout out to Rodney, get well soon, mate. Hope everything's going well with you. But yeah, I bought all three of these in Bristol at Prime Cuts, Rooted Records, and Replay Records in that order. So yeah, and you've got DJ Food's Kaleidoscope in the background there.
Our quiz mistress Andrea has put together a hip hop quiz.
Yeah,
so it's all about a hip hop tonight.
It is.
And we might just literally, whatever we're doing in a few seconds, we might just have to drop. Here they go. In fact, we're going to probably have to drop it now because these guys have sound checked and they're waiting to go on stage and they're dropping in to speak to us for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And here they are.
Excellent. Check that out. Boys, can you hear us?
Ooh. Have they got
Are you on mute?
Are they? They're there.
They are there.
Yo.
Yes, we can hear you guys. Hi.
How's it going?
How's it doing, guys?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Scribes.
We can hear you.
Yay,
excellent.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We know you're absolutely right.
Hi, how's it going? You good?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Massive appreciation. We just literally opened the show with Mighty.
It's a little bit...
Oh, can you hear us better now?
Oh, no worries.
Is that good?
You can hear us all right?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Nice.
Yeah,
So, do you like that song?
Well, we've just literally opened the show, guys, with Mighty Mighty, and we've said we're going to be joined by you, and massive appreciation because we said they've just literally finished sound checking. They're at Bristol Academy and they're going on stage and they're taking time out just to drop in. So we do really appreciate it. And we said we might have to just drop everything, and now we have, and you're in. So that's superb.
Oh, no worries. Thank you for fitting us in. Yeah, we're backstage at O2 now. Our beatboxer's making some honey at 11. And then we're going on at about 8, so about 50 minutes.
Fantastic.
Good stuff. Massive shouts as well because you probably won't know this, although I don't know, I have this strange feeling we may have crossed paths at some point before. I'll just shift over because the people online can't see this, but you can't see me. I'm here. Hello. Hey, I'm this guy over here. I spent a long time in Bristol and promoted a lot of nights in Bristol, and the O2 Academy was one of my favourite places. Done a lot of stuff there. How's it looking these days? Because I haven't been back for a while. Is it still comfy?
It's a beautiful venue. It's lovely. It's so nice here. Everything's just really high quality. The sound's obviously banging. The is great. They got video screens up and stuff, which is nice. It always makes me feel like a wrestler. That's basically what I want out of life. So that's nice. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
As good as the sound is, we've got to kind of prepare ourselves. We do get a ride over drinks and such, but we have things like this, which is the Amber Honey, because prepare ourselves for tomorrow, because we're going to have that live action. We're ready for tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow down in Falmouth.
Yeah, indeed.
Absolutely, down our neck of the woods. And it is all about the honey for the vocals. I play in a band, and our singer will have a jar of honey on stage, and it's all about that. It's not as rock and roll as some people think, is it?
On stage is a pro move. We've mainlined it before, where you just sort of squeeze
off one of those dippers.
Yeah.
Like Fear and Loathing Las Vegas style. Yeah. Awesome. So, I mean, like, are you coming down tonight? Are you going to be travelling overnight? Are you coming down in...
We're in Bristol tonight. Travel down tomorrow evening for a show at the Underland.
Cool.
Which will be banging. Underland and Chintz has always been good. But lately, last year or so, it's been popping off there. So we're really... I think that'll be a good one. And then Saturday, we're in Barnstable at the Rabbit Hole, which will be nice as well. We know a bit more people speak really well of it, so I think that'll be a good one too, I think.
That's the Chintz Symposium you're talking about in Falmouth.
Yeah, that's where we are tomorrow. The Underland, like the bar that's underneath it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know the owners down at the Chintz Symposium. I've been down there with my good friend Andy Quick, who you might know from Land of the Giants. And
Yeah. Beautiful band.
Yeah.
He's definitely...
he's all over the honey as well.
Yeah. Well, it's strange actually, because like the synchronicity over our encounter this evening is amazing, because Neil basically was talking to a gentleman that I believe you may know, actually.
Scott Weller.
Yeah, we know Scott Weller. He did one of our very early videos.
Yes.
Well, yeah, he did Drunk Out with the sock puppets. That's going way back. That's got to be 10 years, might be more.
Well, do you know what? He's just set up his new. He's got a pasty business, guys, and he's just set up his new premises in Liscard. My wife knows him through work.
Yeah,
and we're trying to get him to come on the show, because allegedly he does the world's hottest sausage roll with Carolina Reaper, Scorpion, and Ghost chilies.
Oh, I see.
And I said, come on and see what we do. In fact, tomorrow night we're going to have a quick chat with the Scribes, and of course he went, no way, I know the Scribes. I used to do some of their video work.
Yeah, we know Scott. Scott probably is. I'm gonna check now just to be sure. With Jonan and Wild Child Productions. Yeah, it was.
So where's your other guy? Where's your other band member?
He's right. That was 12 years ago. Was Flunk Out.
Yeah.
I was over here feeling a bit sorry for himself.
Oh no.
Big up. Get that hot beverage in.
Oh, I love the Scribes rider. A cup of tea, some honey, and a can of lager.
Yeah. To be fair, several cups of tea. It's carnage. There's a multi-packet, a crate of cups of tea is what it's on demand.
Yeah. Had to bring our own lemons though. Something about that. Not sure why.
Had to bring our own lemons.
Do you get a bit of ginger in there?
Oh, I wish. That's making it, isn't it? That's a level that
maybe Pharcyde have got ginger, but you don't get that until you know.
They've got nothing but ginger. I walked by their room earlier, stacked with fucking ginger. And like real stuff, not powdered. It's like roots ginger.
Oh yeah, it's got to be real. Yeah, you got to be grating that.
And a little grater, yeah.
Yeah, we're over here. We can't even get a ginger ale. So basically, the second order. They are legends. They are fucking legends. They are legends in the game, and they, to be fair.
Is it busy up there? Is it a packed venue tonight?
It will be.
I spoke earlier, and we were at 900 and rising, I think.
Yep. Nice. So it's really interesting as well, because, obviously you're performing. If you get a chance, check out the track list for tonight that I put together, because, I listed out a bunch of stuff, and I didn't do any sort of I'm going to do this because of you guys sort of thing. But the Pharcyde's in there, Jurassic 5's in there. Yeah, Roots Manoeuvres up here, Ugly Duckling, and strangely, I was just looking for it. I'm like, hold on a second, you guys seem to be rolling with all this crew.
Yeah. Ugly Duckling and Jurassic 5 especially have been real good. Well, Kill, and Dizzy have been really good to us. They've helped us out so much, and when we came up, touring with people like them gave us so much inspiration for what we do now for our lives. So things like tonight, supporting Pharcyde is very much, I think this is they're very much the right type of crowd for us, because we're very in that golden age sort of vibe.
Well, that's what I was going to say as well. So it fits brilliantly with because I really appreciate your style so much. Because I mean, this might be a controversial thing to say, but I think hip hop has maybe gone in certain directions that just don't appeal to me. Yeah, I come from very much the Jurassic 5 age, Lost Poets, you know, pre-East Coast, West Coast, pre-gangster rap. But then so many of these people have been so influential. I mean, I saw Ugly Duckling live when Fabric London opened on their first night, for example. Science Super Crew, I saw for the first time in the very venue that you are in. I saw them right there where you are. You know, it's just great to hear that you're keeping the original vibe alive, is how I feel. Like, it's just great listening to you guys because your content, your lyrical content means something. So that might have just been gushing, but yeah.
No, if I know, keep on. Keep
I was going to say, do you know what I was also saying? Not going into these. I mean, Leo's knowledge of this musical genre and whatever, as you can tell, is probably the same as yourselves. I'm what I would call a novice. I grew up more with punk and then with hardcore and stuff like that. But not to say that hip hop doesn't excite me, because I'll listen to all walks of life. But what I like about you picking up is you do seem you've got that lyrical content. But the photos that we see of you and some of the lyrics and the videos, there's that very much sort of almost comedic tongue-in-cheek with you guys as well. You look like you're thoroughly enjoying it.
We definitely, we've always made the music that we love making and love listening to, and have added bits to make it ours, but still our ground is very much Ugly Duckling, Jurassic 5, Lyricist Lounge, Sound Bombing. Where it was what I would define as hip hop more than rap, if that makes any sense. It's certainly hip hop more than gangster rap, and that was very much our brand, very much what we liked doing. And it's worked out really well, to be honest. It's still like now that's we do very well at festivals and things. I think maybe that's helped by in that kind of ilk of music, where it's maybe something that's more. Like I say, it's hard to say because it's not anything we've ever done deliberately or by choice. It's just the music we like.
Yeah. And it's funny though, because in a lot of music, I mean, you've got all of the subgenres, and unless you're like massively, you know, you've got like your metal and then all the subgenres of metal. Well, I think your music is also, even from it's got that whole roots to me of the original hip hop, which Leo would probably agree with, but it's also very accessible. You're not doing anything that's extreme. So we opened, as I say, with Mighty Mighty. Now anybody who's not necessarily even into hip hop would go, I like that. That's a great tune. So it's instantly accessible to the masses as well, which is great.
So I think we're both well, very golden age hip hoppy, but maybe a bit more like Brit poppy growing up and stuff. And there's influences of that.
I think a lot of the sort of like left field sort of rap sort of indulged us a lot more. So things like Def Jux, like Def Jux are what it was, not like mainstream hip hop, but able to be slightly conscious, but also being very self-aware. But anti-rap sort of thing. So you can be, you know, going through like the teenage years of being very cynical, and cheek sort of work very well with what we tend to do. It's sort of a very British sense of humor.
Definitely, yeah.
Not able to take ourselves too seriously because we're well aware of where hip hop has come from, and I think we were able to respect the golden age roots of how hip hop has developed and understand the craft of being able to make something from nothing and being able to take rap and be what sounds and everything, but also be very aware of not wanting to go on to like the too mainstream route as you do when you're sort of first getting started. When you're first getting started, you think, I don't want to sell out sort of thing, and you realize how small your bubble is anyway.
Yeah.
And be like, nah, don't. I think it would be alright. No. I'm gonna make sure I don't sell out. I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah, you do you.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it works, isn't it?
Luckily for us, I didn't mean to problem.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is the thing, is it harks back to, like, because the thing is, there is a market for what you're doing. Like, just because the mainstream in this day and age maybe is swinging towards one particular sort of small myopic view of the music, You know, like there was a point I remember with like MTV2 launching where you did have Jurassic 5, The Pharcyde, J88. Everyone was like being played. They were getting worldwide global play. Yo MTV Raps, like it was absolutely massive at that point. I do feel like there might be a bit of a resurgence on the way, and you guys are really like at the forefront of that. We've had little bits here and there. We had like Mark B and Blade, like God rest his soul. We've had like that was brutal as well. Like that really cut me, but yeah, I mean, I do feel you guys are on that sort of new wave coming forward, which is the people are hearing it and they're like, man, this is what I want to get out of a piece of music. It leaves me feeling uplifted. It leaves me feeling in many ways educated in many cases and having a great time. And that's what brought me into like loving hip hop was great lyrics, great storytelling, great vibe, uplifting stuff that you aspire to.
Yeah, I think like when we talked earlier about being influential to us when we first performed with people like Jurassic 5 and these up here, and you saw how much went into that set, and that to me was a hip hop set because there was crowd participation, there was ciphers, there was freestyles, there was spontaneity, there was energy. And then later on we'd see like why would turn more rap sets where it's much more vibe and a stand here and do my thing. And that has its market. It's very cool. But we were certainly much more attracted to the live, old school hip hop block party kind of side of performance, and that kind of the feeling that gives. And now that's the vast majority of our notoriety, our like income bits is through live performances, and that's worked really well for us because it's the sort of thing that will go down really well at a festival or a venue like tonight and things. It's I think that we owe a lot to seeing those acts when we were young, and that moment where we all went, oh wow, that we can do that. Like you can get a whole crowd to fucking jump up or do whatever.
I was going to say it's hip hop. I mean, it is very jumpy music, and it's interesting, Leo, you saying there. It's nice that you guys, as the Scribes, are sort of driving that forward. And this is where down in Cornwall, you see, we're very fickle because it's a bit like during the tennis. Man, the Scot, what's his name? Andy Murray. Of course, when he loses, he's Scottish, but when he wins, he's British, isn't he? So what we say down here is we go, Bristol, well, they're closer to Birmingham. But I mean, now, obviously, when we see that you're leading the charge in hip hop, we're like, well, they're practically Cornish. I mean, they are West Country. I
lived in Plymouth for a long time.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I know the difference between an Emmet and a Brockle. I don't know Kerno. I know all of it.
I have to put my hand in the air. I was born in Stratford upon Avon, so I mean I'm not Cornish anyway. So
there you go.
Shame on you.
We love them. Cornwall's been so, because for a long time I was based in Plymouth. When we first started doing festivals, so many of them were Cornish events and Cornish festivals. Yeah. Most years we'll get down to like Penzance and Falmouth, obviously like Pro Night.
Well, Falmouth, are we going to Falmouth tomorrow, Leo? Are we on the guest list, guys?
Whether we like it or not, you can be the Scribes by the time you arrive. It is. That also wouldn't be the first time to see blackface in Cornwall, so that could work too. So either way.
Well, also, I was going to say, you're dissing me about being born in Stratford. Surely Shakespeare's the greatest scribe, isn't he?
But you didn't know what an Emmet was. What can he say?
Lesson learned.
We had a sound guy early. We did a festival in Ireland this year called Electric Pill last year, and there was a sound guy called Emmet because they were all Irish. And I spent like an hour trying to explain the concept of an Emmet to him, and his eyes glazed over. I think I must have been pissed because he looked so bored by it. Like, do you understand that? You know what I mean? Like shops with like crab buckets and stuff. The people who go, you know what I mean, don't you?
It's you.
Yeah, I don't.
Imagine if your surname was Emmet though and you were a local. I mean, that'd be even more embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Oh my god. But congratulations are in order, because obviously you've just come hot for winning the Pilton competition last weekend? I think it was.
Yeah, weekend gone.
Yeah.
I mean, Pilton, that's practically Cornwall.
Glastonbury's going to be whoop. It's going to be nice, isn't it? Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It'll be exciting. I haven't really. Who are we going to go and watch? Some
Joey Badass.
Joey Badass.
Oh, nice.
Thundercut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lil Nas X. And definitely that. And I'm Sudan Archives.
Nice.
Yeah, we're very hyped for that. That'll be.
It's funny actually. You're talking about who you're going to go and see when you get to Glasgow because again, going back to Andy Quick, we have a band down here. Do you know Mad Dog McCree?
Yeah, we know Mad Dog. Yeah.
So basically, Mad Dog were at Glastonbury as well, and Andy Quick was at Glasgow with the Land of the Giants. And like when he came back, I was like, "So Andy, who did you go and see?" And he's like, "Well, it's so busy going from stage to stage because obviously you have to move across the stages." And of all these top names, I said, "Who did you see?" He said, "Mad Dog McCree." Well, they're down here anyway.
Never not in Plymouth. Andy's Plymouth based, isn't it? Never not.
Yeah.
Plymouth every day, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, I bet Mad Dog. We've obviously been on a lot of lineups with Mad Dog. I don't think I've witnessed them in Plymouth in a venue. I don't think I've ever seen them at the festival. I bet that is a different thing. To be fair to them, it's a very different thing seeing them at a festival.
I've seen them at Kitty's in Plymouth, and I saw them on the last time New Model Army played down here. They were the support band on the sort of southwest leg.
Oh yeah.
Which was great to see them play supporting a big artist like that was great, and also to see them on the steps at Kitty O'Hanlon's was great.
Yeah. For Patrick's Day, that's Paddy's Day.
Well,
Saturday.
We filmed him at the Box, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
We filmed Andy at the Box in Plymouth, because that's the thing with each one of his gigs. It's a different setup. It might be the duo, it might be a trio, it might be the whole band.
Yeah.
So I mean, and you guys are all over the place. Like for a few months here on your tour, aren't you? Like you're really cramming in the gigs.
Yeah. We've cut down a bit this year because last year got a bit too much. Because we're all like, we got families and stuff, and it all got a bit hectic. So yeah, we've cut down this year, but I think we're still at 60 odd now for the year, and we'll probably get 16 dates left to fill. So we'll get to probably 70 odd by the end of the year. And it's really nice. It's nice to get about. It's nice to see all the places. It's nice that people still want us, to be honest, isn't it? Like, it's nice to we've done a lot. To be fair, we have. Some of these places, like Falmouth tomorrow, these are places we've put a lot of time into over the years, and a lot of I've met a lot of people who are wonderful, and I've hopefully made enough of an impact on people for them to come and see us again and again and again. And it's nice. It's good. I really liked being able to do it.
It's good for networking and connecting, but also it's a great opportunity for when we have support acts as well. And I think when places don't get a lot of hip hop, but then when we come and the people come out, it's then a good opportunity for also other local artists to then have a crowd as well, but maybe usually out if it's just them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was saying this actually just the other week because we're promoting events down at JJ's Bar here in Liskeard, and we were talking about different things. And I believe you know Kai Benjamin, right?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Benji. So we had him on just before Christmas, and he did a gig at the pub that my wife and I went to our honeymoon meal at, and it was him and a guy on the guitar and a djembe. And I was saying again, I think there's a market. We could actually really draw a good crowd for some decent hip hop down here.
We better get. Sorry, guys.
No worries. If you got to scoot, you got to scoot.
Are you getting a curtain call?
Huh?
You're getting a curtain call.
The what?
That's what we use. A curtain call.
Yeah. Come in.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll speak soon. Hopefully, see you tomorrow in Falmouth at the Chins at the Underland.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys, for dropping in. Massively appreciate that.
You guys. All the best. We'll try and catch up.
And have a good show. Cheers, guys.
Top stuff. Take it easy.
Catch you later, boy.
See ya.
Unbelievable. The Scribes live from the Bristol Academy. Just about to go on stage.
Fantastic.
That's mental.
Thank you again, guys.
Oh, that's
massive
so good.
shouts to you boys. And hopefully we might be able to catch up some more. That would be
just under the Chintz Symposium, so I know the Chintz Symposium. If they're in the room next to it, and the Chintz is a great bar.
Yeah.
Like, we should go, shouldn't we? I'd love to see him live.
See if we can't go down there for that.
Who's driving?
Fantastic. That's a good question.
Oh God.
Well, to be honest, I know the route pretty well. I go there fairly frequently. Yeah. It could be a good luck.
Yeah,
I drivers up. I think
I played in there with Andy.
Yeah,
on the djembe.
Yeah. Hey, it's all about djembes tonight, isn't it? Lots of djembe.
I'll tell you what, we should have a bit of djembe music, but it's all about the hip hop tonight, anyway. Yeah. Isn't it?
Well, what do you fancy playing next? In fact, should we go with what?
Shall we have another Scribes?
I would say that's a great idea.
This is called "I'm Back." This is another great tune by the Scribes as well. So this is off the first same album as Mighty Mighty.
Yeah,
we'll have this, then we'll regroup. I'm all excited. Now. That's brilliant. That's excellent,
so fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant.
Like very honoured that squeezed us in there, and shout outs to the Pharcyde too as well. Hope you guys have a great gig. But for now, let's have another tune.
I'm back by popular demand. Back on the beats, back with the mic in hands. I'm back like your spine, back one more time. Back to show these rappers how to really spit a rhyme. I'm Astro snare on the mic, back again. When the flame flickers, I strike the match again. Mom's white, dad's black, so I'm an African with no slack in him. The universe is backing him. And I've traveled on planets in orbit, recorded the Anunnaki and the Nordic. This space age futuristic rap gypsy time traveling through life with no seatbelt. Who's with me? Wisdom like Mola, the microphone controller. Hip hop Ayatollah, days around the solar. 14,600 and still going. The year I dropped from heaven, 7-7 still growing. Got more drive than an Audi. I dare you to doubt me. When you need that real hip hop, you know where to shout me. Oxford, swing my rap sword. Decapitate a rapper, find his body in the morgue. Cause I'm back by popular demand. Back on the beats, back with the mic in hands. I'm back like your spine, back one more time. Back to show these rappers how to really spit a rhyme. I'm back by popular demand. Back on the beats, back with the mic in hands. I'm back like your spine, back one more time. Back to show these rappers how to really spit a rhyme. I'm back
from a dead, no flat line, and I'm a bat like Schwartz, nigga with Alzheimer's. Old school primer like caveman and vinyl. Fry like a fish on a wave that's tidal. Bat like a rise on the tide for your idol. Lies on lies like whites on the Bible. Demon boys kept reckon that you're live. Silver bullet give you 20 seconds to comply. ACDC, flip rock like judo. Back in black like Justin Trudeau. He took a bat like a coal mining actor. Grave like I'm dancing over Margaret Thatcher. She fucked him way back like your favorite nympho. To take him way back, never Blackstreet intro. Anal, making an entrance from an exit. I never left like racism post-Brexit. Clutch my Johnson, I'm Bronson and Death Wish. Bat like Duke, steady riffing over fresh shit. And so it goes a little something like this.
I'm back to front, I'm fronting and back. And ain't nobody ever see a kid stunt like that. Made him jump right back like I dropped a grenade. Moving so fast, couldn't see them fade. But you saw them played like a fiddle with my riddle. Doing this way before Moni in the middle. I'm back in time, I'm black, I rhyme. Everything that you stacked, well, that was mine. Chemistry, philosophy, astrology, astronomy. Look back, ain't nobody strong as me. I'm melanated, you can't live as long as me. I am the greatest, the wrong just wanna be. Go back and see you're a copy. You can't be D, I'm real and I'm cocky. The wheels are still a beat and a jockey. Slang I bang from the east cause I'm cockney. Born in Bow, dawn of the flow. Raised in the gate but I was never late. Hots that I drop made heads resonate. Shots to the top make the dead levitate.
I'm back by popular demand. Back on the beats, back with the mic in hands. I'm back like your spine, back one more time. Back to show these rappers how to really spit a rhyme.
Yo, in the day sprays, man, the beast back. Slip a 666 up an east track. Kid, I spit 6 bits and I bleed raps. Flip a script, skip shit, I'm unique, bruh. Eat beats, boom bap in my teeth cracks. Pack dynamite, TNT tracks. Cats, wine on mics, feedback. It's the return of that dope shit, relapse. See we back, yo, I'm bigger than we ever been. Back in tracks so ill they sick of medicine. Acid rock flow, all I've written venomous. Hidden venoms in my pen, pure adrenaline. Rah, rah, sprays of a cobra. Shake shit awake from the coma. Weight of an ogre. Rappers best pray to Jehovah. We back and we taking shit over.
That's a meaty beat right there, isn't it?
That is a meaty beat. We've got Dawn Lee in. Dawn was asking her, how do you start writing a hip-hop song when we had the Scribes on? But they were so in and out and bing, bang, bang.
Yep, it had to be
but Leo, you've said they've answered that actually in a recent...
They have answered that before in recent interviews, and I think it went along the lines of the common answer, where it usually starts with a beat or lyrics, basically. Sometimes you can come to it with some lyrics already prepared, sometimes you come to it with a beat and then go over it, but I won't speak for them. I'll let them say that when we'll hopefully maybe catch up.
Well, if we catch them up tomorrow, Dawn, we will ask.
Yeah, I'll take a camera along and see if we can't sneak a little bit extra with them. Bit of vision extra.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got James in. Evening, mate.
Yes.
Cycling. That's my cycling friend James. He's probably just nipped out for a quick 100-mile cycle and decided that he'll drop in and have a listen to the show.
He's just been on a cycle. He's up at Bristol now, ready to go in the academy.
He cycled from Peterborough to the Bristol Academy. Yeah.
I mean, God, there's just again
that
so
was
much.
Just what a lovely bunch of guys.
Yeah, fantastic. And like I say, I'm fairly certain our paths have crossed at some point, like in the past. Like again, talking to them now, I'm pretty certain because like they do go back over a decade, and I mean, I'm sure they might have pumped into Des as well, because Des actually at one point was also doorman for the Bristol Academy.
They're on in 20 minutes live for anybody listening in Bristol. Switch us off and get down to the Academy.
Yeah, I've got no problem with that. You get yourself a scoot on down. You can always catch us on demand, because if you go check them out, you can come back afterwards and log on to fm.fluidrecords.co.uk or vision.fluidrecords.co.uk, where you'll find all of our on-demand videos and audio. Over almost 200 shows with the audio, and well over 100 shows on the video.
We've got a lot of shows.
Yeah, and a massive thank you to absolutely everyone out there, because this week we smashed through 400 followers across our socials. That's including Twitch and Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Mixcloud.
And everything.
Smashed through that, like particularly after last winning weekend, where we had Illumination and Joe Town.
That was great.
Yeah, fantastic.
Check out the pics on Instagram as well and on the Facebook. And I was just going to say, along the same lines as well, how do you write a hip-hop song? Because Andrea, my wife, our quiz mistress, how do you write a hip-hop quiz? Well, we're going to find out later, because she's done one. And she said, right, predictably, I said I'll get 2. She went, you'll probably get none. But Leo will probably get all of them.
Well, don't be so sure. I had to really think hard about that Nas question the other day.
You didn't have to think that hard about it. And we've got Tipple of the Week from a local Torbay brewery.
Yes, indeed.
Over the water, back up in England again. Got to go over the bridge to go to Torbay. Not too sure about that, but we'll have them on anyway. And we'll have a bit of talking about it. What are we having a bit on? Roots Maneuver.
Yeah, like I was going to, shouts to Rodney Roots Maneuver. He had I can't remember exactly what it was, but he's had a neurological issue in recent years, which is why he kind of disappeared. But he's back on his feet. He's back out there. He's posted on Facebook. I think he's slowly getting back into the game. Do miss him a lot. Like a fantastically, I would say, influential British hip hop act or artist, Roots Maneuver. Brilliant tunes. You may recognise this one. This one's called Witness One Hope, Witness of Fitness, which is from the album Run Can't Save Me, which I do have right here, which I purchased
on vinyl.
Of course, man. I got bare plates, man.
I've got to say, I hope everybody listening to tonight's show does like hip hop, because the playlist's got a bit of hip hop in it.
Yeah, no,
it's got nothing but hip hop.
Yeah, exactly. Like I say, don't embarrass me, bro. Like we gotta.
Hey, come on, we're definitely gonna have a punk night.
Yeah. But I also tried to go for some nice deep cuts and something also because again with the style of the Scribes, they transcend a few different things. They definitely are reminiscent of the golden age, as we call it, but also, like you say, about not taking themselves too seriously, etc.
I like that.
And again, where Roots fits in perfectly, and maybe a couple of other people we may be playing. If were we going to play it first, and then okay, let's go for a bit of Roots Maneuver right now, because it's time to witness the fitness.
There we are.
There you go. Roots Maneuver. Witness the fitness.
Witness the fitness. I was just saying, there's a lot, isn't there? There's a lot, Leo, like gaming samples. Do you almost hear like a power up?
Yeah,
all of that sort of thing through hip hop.
Oh, damn, I wish I could remember who the producer was.
Like when you get an extra life.
But you say,
holy monkey.
Oopsie, got to take care of that. Some ugly duckling.
One of your deep cuts has taken a tumble. I've got landed with an ugly duckling.
There you go, perfect. Yeah, that's good. Because there are a few other things as well that are very, very similar, actually. Because damn, I was trying to remember there's another tune because the good lady driver, we were listening to something the other day, and she's like, "Oh my god, hold on a second, that's the battle music from Final Fantasy VII."
There you go.
And I was like, "Yep, absolutely well spotted." It's a great tune. I wish I could remember who it was. I was only listening to it the other day. It was Lord Gosh. Lord Gosh produced that, and like I was saying, he does tend to. Use quite a lot of gamey sort of sounds.
Game samples. Yeah, my mate James, who's listening, he's not a massive muso at all. His music isn't necessarily, I think he'll agree, his bag. I sent him a YouTube. What was he saying about going to Brighton the other day? And I said, when anybody ever mentions going to Brighton, I always think of Block Party, the waiting for the 7:15, where that strapline is "Let's go to Brighton" and I sent him that down, and I didn't get a comment back at all.
Oh well.
Listen to this; it's a great track, and it's just like radio silence.
Maybe it was too good. He was jealous.
Yeah, I mean, Block Party. Block
track
Party is one of my go-to bands. I do love a bit of Block Party, but there you go.
Yeah, they're good at a festival as well.
Block Party. I've not seen them live, but their new drummer, what's her name, Justine something or other. I mean, their original drummer was phenomenal. Some of the weird beats he used to come up with, but their new drummer's superb, and some of their drum beats are unusual, I would say.
Really weird again synchronicity. I mentioned before I used to work with Mark Westbrook at Westbrook's Hair Salon in Kew Gardens. Get your dinger ready, because he was doing the hair for Block Party's lead singer at the time. Yeah.
Can't think of his name, but he's got an unusual voice, hasn't he?
Who was that group as well that he was also doing it? So I actually helped him with doing the hair for them for a music video.
Sig Sputnik.
No.
Imagine who does the hair for Sig Sputnik.
Go baby, go, don't you stop the rhythm now.
Go baby, go, don't you stop the rhythm.
That was actually shortly before I featured on BBC Choice. Do you remember that? Before it was called BBC Three? It was BBC Choice for a while. When it
I'd like to say yes, but I'm going to say no.
There's a show on it called Backstage, which was presented by, I believe it was Christine Blakely.
Oh, I remember Christine Blakely.
Yeah, and it was when the new Star Wars trilogy came out, with a prequel trilogy, which I've actually been watching this last week, and good lord, that's awful. But we had to go along and do the layer buns for her, which was hilarious because we spent ages faffing around until eventually we had to said, screw it, we'll just use the
pre...
Yeah.
Okay.
We were missing it.
I thought the layer bun, is that some sort of confectionery? And then I suddenly thought, no, it's Princess.
Yeah,
basically like a pair of headphones.
Hair buns, and the thing is, you actually need like meters of hair for that, and Christine Blakely's hair's like shoulder length, so we were messing around for ages, and it's just like, screw it, we'll just use like these stick-on ones, just like pin them in.
In fact, I remember Spaceballs and Princess Leia in Spaceballs. Do you remember the film Spaceballs? Yeah. And she sat like that with her, and then they're talking to her, she goes, sorry, and she takes them off, and they are headphones, aren't they?
He shaved my head on that episode as well. It was hilarious. I had long hair as now, but at that point I'd actually done my own extensions. I did like these multicolour extensions in plaits, and left them for 2 years, and they were rotting on the inside. So he shaved my head live on BBC Choice. So I wonder where that video is. I really would love to dig that out.
Be on YouTube somewhere.
No, it's not. Just in the same way as when I was on Going Live, I think it was with what's the name? Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Cyndi Lauper. That's it, and asked her a question. I can find the video on YouTube, but they've cut all of the kids asking questions from it. Probably like modern day,
you can't have children. Yeah. GDPR.
But
James has put still no comment. Sorry, Neil.
Still no comment. Yeah.
Steve Prout's in. Oi boy. Oi Savoy.
Yeah, Prout's night out Wednesday 7 till 9. He had a wicked show last night. Available now on demand at fm.fluidrecords.co.uk.
Right now. Wider Woke Club.
Yes.
Shall we have a tune and a quiz, Leo, or shall we have a tune and a tipple and a quiz?
I think tune, tipple, quiz.
Tune, tipple, quiz.
Although didn't I say tipple, tune, quiz?
Go on then. Okay, well, let's have a tipple then. Is it time for a tipple?
Not quite.
Oh, okay, let's have a tune then. We don't want to look like raging alcoholics. We are drink aware on this show.
Yeah, I've totally forgotten what it was I suggested we went to next.
I'm aware of where the drinks are.
Yeah.
Should we have a little bit of goldie looking chain?
Right, so who remembers the goldie looking chain again?
I do.
Let's wind back in time. We're back in Bristol, and again, another bit of synchronicity here. The boys will know this. Scribes, Beer Keller in Bristol. I don't know if it's still there. I engineered GLC's first gig at the Beer Keller in Bristol, and it was before they got signed to Warner Music Group, and it ruined them. And this is so funny because myself and Darren, shout outs to Darren in Bristol, we were at uni together there, and like he had come around one day and said, mate, you got to check out this goldie looking chain, man, they're fantastic. And they just had a website at the time, and like you went onto their website and you download all their MP3s from there, and it's actually where I first got this. Like they basically just gave their albums away for free, and I've still got the audio tape somewhere that I made of all the GLC tracks at that point. Funny thing being is they had a top trumps and their idol and top scorer on the top trumps. I'm sure they will remember this and possibly not be so happy about it themselves. Was none other than Nalvin.
Oh,
yeah, Jimmy Savile was their top
Savoy.
trump. Yeah, and they based their entire image on him. So tracksuits and the goldie looking chain.
Goldie looking chain.
Yes.
So we have a bit of gold looking
I
chain
think
before we talk about Jimmy Savile too much.
Yeah. So like we're going to wind it back, and to me, rolling down Gloucester Road at 2 a.m. with
Jimmy?
with Ritesh and Ollie and Simon, putting up our A0 posters on the M32 flyover with this tune blaring out the windows. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Goldie Looking Chain when they were good with 21 ounces. There you go. There you go, Clat. Don't mess with me, I hit you my chain, little smart.
21 ounces, goldie looking chain.
Happy days back in Bristol, man. Like ramming it with the goldie looking chain. I've got some photos actually up on my Facebook. Check it out. Like there's some photos of
That's
me.
a funky guitar lick. That
There's
is.
actually one wicked photo, right, where Eggsy went for a stage dive just as I was taking the picture, and it's his face about to literally make contact with mine as he nosedives straight into me. No one caught him. He's flat. He was not happy after that, man.
Nobody stage dives anymore. I went to see GBH at Digbeth Civic Hall, and they've got a low balcony.
Oh, dude,
honestly, honestly. So they've got this low balcony. And I went with Siege, actually. I think we were, crikey, what were we? Must have been about 16 or something. And this bloke just jumped off of the balcony, hoping that the people underneath were going to catch him, and they didn't. They just moved, and he went splat straight into the floor. Next thing is he's out on a stretcher.
Yeah. What I like to call the Jeff Hardy, the swanton, the Jeff Hardy swanton off of the stage. Let's hope no one does that off the first floor of Bristol Academy tonight. Dude, that again, I've been in the academy when some idiot thought it was a good idea to try and do that. Luckily, security was there. Big ups. And they got him down the right way. And although I do kind of, as I remember, it was a bit like The Simpsons. Like, don't worry, people, he'll get the help he needs as they take him out of backstage.
Yeah. What's happened to him?
No. I do jest, actually. My boys, like my security boys in Bristol. Big shouts to all of you.
What's that film? Top Secret, and he's on the phone, isn't he? And he goes, let me know if there's any change in his condition. And then he puts the phone down and he goes, he's dead.
Yeah. We were watching Airplane 2 again the other day as well.
Brilliant.
Fantastic stuff.
Now, Leo, from the Red Rock Brewery, we do like to keep as local as we possibly can. We like to keep it Devon and Cornwall, don't we?
Yeah.
We have got Tipple of the Week this week. We have got Driftwood. Which is, it says, a bittersweet light amber ale, triple hopped. This is going to be good. To give a sweet, fruity flavour and slight bitter aftertaste. Now, I've never tried Red Rock Brewery at all, but this does look good. And it says, our family takes great pride in producing high quality artisan ales and lagers using only the finest natural whole ingredients and pure Devon spring water. Although our backbone stems from traditional English ales, at Red Rock Brewery we take inspiration from beers all over the world with a view to producing the most sensational classical and contemporary adaptations of our very own. Our imagination is our innovation, is their strapline. And it's actually quite an appealing, simple...
Appealing if... How small was that text to fit all that on there?
I know. And also, it is orange and white and black, which I find that even before my eyes were shot to pieces, orange and white and black is not the easiest to read, but it's a nice colour combination.
Yeah.
So let's kill Siege.
Yep. Damn it, you know what I should have had for this show? Click, click, boom!
Yeah! Like a baller.
Oh, man, I was listening to Method Man yesterday. Damn, I should have put some Method Man in the playlist. Right. Sorry, people. There's no Method Man in the playlist.
So have we got any hip-hop references for opening this?
Is this going to be...
a Goldie looking...
Is this going to be a raucous, fun jump-up tune from the Goldie Looking Chain, or is this going to be Kanye West performing Bohemian Rhapsody?
Oh, Christ, no, let's hope not. If it is, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Kanye.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That is very Kanye West.
It's very, very slight, isn't
more
it?
More can't get the top of it. It's more like Kanye.
Kanye.
Yeah. Right, there we go. Yeah.
I've got mine here because
my wife Andrea yesterday complained that we were drinking straight out of bottles last week, and it looked, she said, thuggish. I think may have been her.
Yeah, well, man.
But we're down with the hip hop,
thugs, man.
So we're going for a bit of thug life.
Mate, this could easily be like in a brown bag. We could be stood like on the stoop, ready to pour it down.
I'll apologise now, but we haven't got any glasses in the studio apart from these.
Look, the problem is, JJ furnished us with a pair of beautiful JJ's glasses.
He did. What happened to them?
Problem being that they're so good, they get used. Like all their primary use glasses now. So
you have to pretend we pour this into a glass.
Let's have a bit of a nose on that.
Do you know what? I'm going to put this out here. Can you smell licorice?
Yeah, licorice and malt. I was going to say this smells actually a bit more like a distill, like than a brew. If you know when you go to a whiskey distillery, it's that sort of.
No, because I don't like whiskey, so I don't know about going.
You've got to go to one, man. Like, check it out, because like you can get these whiskey liqueurs. You'll love them. They're amazing.
It doesn't give any tasting notes. It says bittersweet and fruity, but I'm getting licorice.
When you go into the malting house, that's the smell you get.
Okay. I don't know why suddenly that should have been funny. I just had a flashback to Buttcombe.
Here we go. Yeah,
I'm not tasting licorice though.
No, you mentioned the Buttcombe. He is of course up here with records as well, because shouts out to my Bristol crew and to the Hadley Bowling Green. Like they've got Buttcombe. They've got Buttcombe. Loyalty card at Hadley Bowling Green.
We follow the Hadley Bowling Green.
Yes, yeah, I saw this the other day. So if you use this loyalty card, Buttcombe will give you a whole meal for free if you collect on it.
No way.
Yeah, free Buttcombe food.
Chris needs to get round there and get a free meal. I'll get all his stamps. He's always in the Hadley Bowling Green.
Excellent. Yeah, shout out to you guys. But so what I'm getting off of this,
and
really.
Siege is back from. Oh, Steve Prout says, didn't Leslie Nielsen advertise a drink called Red? Oh, he did. Red Rock. Yes.
It's not red.
Strapline. It's not red and there's no rocks in it. Well, their strapline, Steve. What did I say their strapline is?
It's orange and white.
Our imagination is our innovation. It's not as amusing, but I don't know how I describe that.
I would describe this as very much a.
It is malty.
It's malty. It's got a slight IPA tang to it, almost like where it's got a slight citrusy, coppery back end to it.
It's nice though. I mean, it's beer, so it's going to be nice. But
it's robust, but it's not. But it's not rambunctious. You know?
What?
Robust, but not rambunctious.
That should be their strapline. Our imagination is our innovation. Those scrap that guys at Red Rock, right? We're robust, but not
It sounds like rambunctious. Yeah. Well, that's actually another Goldie-looking chain line, like with cantankerous.
I love that.
What is it?
What a strapline that is.
Screwed up and unruly, I calls cantankerous rambunction. That's another line from the DLC.
It's robust, but not
rambunctious.
It
also sounds rather like one of the Golden Girls' sex lives, you know? Robust, but not rambunctious.
Well, that's a fair description.
Yeah, it's robust, but not rambunctious.
It is very malty. It's almost molasses.
Well, yeah, I can taste. Again, it's got that bitterness that you would get from a sort of a light molasses.
Yeah, definitely.
What was this again? Was this 4.3? That's actually that's quite a smooth percentage as well. You know, because we have had a few that are quite rambunctious.
They have got a lot of flavours in there. They have crammed a lot of flavour. Well done, Red Rock. That's that's flavoursome. Shall we have a tune and come back and have a quiz, Leo?
Yeah, we can have a tune.
I like the name of this fella, Gil Scott Heron.
Gil Scott Heron. So, what do you know about Gil Scott Heron?
I know nothing about Gil Scott Heron, if I'm completely honest.
Okay,
I've heard of the name though. I'm familiar with the name. So
have you ever heard of Living in a Bottle? He's living in a bottle, yeah.
Message in a Bottle by the Police. I'm more familiar with.
The Revolution Will Not Be Televised.
Yes, I know that.
Right, well that's what's in the playlist, so you'll know this.
Oh, well, that's what we got.
So we're doing a hip hop night, right? And like. This will take me back to a guy I worked with once who his firm belief was that hip hop started with Curtis Blow. I'll just say that sink in for a couple of my peeps out there. Now, I mean, I'm not dissing Curtis Blow, but like I believe personally, I feel the roots of hip hop can go back, somewhat further than that. We've got the Last Poets that I suggest that we maybe double up with this one.
Oh, okay. We're going to double up then, quiz.
Well, I was just saying to the good lady driver, do you want to play both back to back then?
Well, let's
because I would
start with the Revolution.
I would start with the Last Poets, yeah. Okay. Because my theory is that there's some cross pollination in production here. Because if you listen to the Lost Poets and you listen to Gil Scott-Heron, one of them is called "When the Revolution Comes" by the Lost Poets. And the Revolution Will Not Be Televised by Gil Scott-Heron. And I'm sure you'll be able to hear a similarity in it. And again, it could well have just been one of those situations where, similar themes, and given obviously the times and the topic, the subject matter, I could understand that they maybe came up with a similar thing. But it only dawned on me today listening to them back to back. I was just like, actually I wonder if Gil sort of maybe heard the Last Poets or vice versa or something. But we'll start with the Lost Poets. Yeah. These guys, again, like I say, they were going from the 70s onwards. Their group has evolved many times over the years, and the original group reformed again. I think it was in the 90s, in 94 or something. But these guys, I would say, you can track back the roots of hip hop to these guys, and Gil Scott-Heron as well. I was going to ask the Scribes, what was the one tune that got them into hip hop? And although Gil Scott-Heron's not necessarily the first tune that got me into hip-hop, he was along the way. And he was one of the artists that is... A lot of people will know this tune. They'll know Gil Scott-Heron and his further work. And this led me into the path of Lost Poets.
This is an education also for me. As I say, I like a bit of hip hop. I like a bit of rap. I like a bit of all sorts of bits and pieces. But this is more of a 90% of the time. I put together 90% of the playlist because Leo, you do so much other stuff. Yep. This week, it's all. This is a total playlist for you, so I don't know any of this. So this is, but I'm enjoying this as much.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, it's got some diversity and some history in it as well. Because not necessarily our usual audience isn't necessarily well versed in hip hop. It's a broad genre, as we were saying.
It's a broad church, and we're a broad church.
No, it's definitely not
church.
broad church, but it's definitely a broad genre with lots of excellent stuff. And like I say, we're trying to dip into the history a bit of it as well. It is Black History Month, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the Last Poets. Gil Scott-Heron with The Revolution Will Not Be Televised, preceded by the Last Poets with When the Revolution Comes. And like I say, for me, these are things. These are paths along the way, steps along the way into the genre of hip hop and classic artists. I'm sure everyone would agree that certainly Last Poets, they are absolute gods of the genre, grandfathers of the genre, one might say.
I would just say that Gil Scott-Heron, the drum track, particularly the hats.
Yeah, well, it's the thing, Gil Scott-Heron, largely he was a soul,
very
funky singer. Yeah, but again, this is the vast majority of a lot of the most famous hip hop tracks are from funk tunes and soul tunes.
Well, it's all got to funnel down. I mean, just saying off air then to Leo, I was saying that first one, When the Revolution Comes, very, very from contemporary jazz going all the way back to early 1900s jazz, when it was just like the one string guitars on the porch, and they're like the cotton picking kind of jazz.
This is the thing I was saying, is that my dad got me into this through his love of jazz and ragtime and blues and John Lee Hooker, all sorts of things like Cab Calloway. Cab Calloway was one of my favourite. Yeah, man, I love Cab Calloway, dude.
I love a bit of Johnny Lee Hooker as well,
mate. If anyone today could get away with the zoot suits that dude wore, man, trust, no one looks as good in a zoot suit as Cab Calloway. But I was already sort of following along from that. Miles Davis and stuff, Billy Cobham, obviously, who I absolutely love. And you follow through, and again, Billy Cobham's another example. Even as recent as Massive Attack, Teardrop.
Yeah.
The backing of that is a Billy Cobham tune from Spectrum album.
Didn't Newton Faulkner cover that badly?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But you know, like going through that, like I say, that was sort of stages that I went into the genre with, and that's why I wish that I could ask them what their ones were as well. But maybe we'll get a chance tomorrow night. But yeah, certainly back then you can find examples that I would say definitely predate Curtis Blow's charts. See, that's the thing. People credit Curtis Blow because he was a chart sensation.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a lot outside the charts, man.
The thing is, though, this is what I came round and I said earlier, didn't I? Know we're a U2 free zone on this show.
I can't be number 2.
No, but earlier on Radio 2, and the DJ was a complete sycophant because they did. I mean, as I say, I'm not a U2 fan, so I couldn't even cite a good U2 track as far as I'm concerned. They haven't done one, but they did a worse
all
version.
All of the stuff that Nelly Hooper produced for them, or was it?
I don't like any of it.
The Discotheque album. That album was actually good.
They did a worse version of a bad song, and the DJ was like all over it, and I'm like, that was horrific.
Yeah.
But then, because they're a massive global, one of the biggest bands in the world, I think the DJs have probably slipped a 20 quid. Oh, aren't you too great? So that he just keeps the.
Are we gonna touch?
No, we're not. We're going to have a quiz. We're not going to get controversial.
I was just going to really again where we pull back to this Eminem thing, where people so many people come to me and say Eminem's the greatest rapper of all time, and I'm like,
I'd be one of them.
How many Busta Rhymes tunes do you need me to play to show that his lyrical flow and rhythm is just infinitely better?
No.
Method Man again, I was listening to him. RZA, there's so many better rappers out there in his sort of style and genre as well.
Now it's funny.
Ghostface Killer.
I talked about Block Party a minute ago, so I said I sent James, and he said he's got still no comment on the Block Party. Do you remember the Prayer Block Party?
Yeah.
Bum, 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 ooh, that one, and it gives me grace. Apparently, the vocalist, whose name neither of us can remember from Block Party, based that song on a Busta Rhymes tune.
Yeah. Because Busta Rhymes was fantastic, man. Honestly, that dude's done some amazing stuff. I was Break Your Neck, man. We played that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
The speed, I think the lyrical flow is just unreal. Man.
And I figure, seeing as you're all over this entire show, Leo, you better be the quiz reader.
The hip-hop
because
quiz.
It's time for a quiz, and we still haven't got Siege to write us any quiz music, have we?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, we will get onto that. I mean, he's very busy as well.
Pens
yeah, exactly. That's really nice. I like that.
Yeah. She bought some from B&M a little while ago, and she said these pens are rubbish.
That's a nice inscription right there. It's
she said these pens are rubbish. They don't work.
No, she's quill equipped.
Hey. Well, she is now because she realised that they got those little wax bubbles on the nibs.
Oh,
and you have to take them off first.
Yeah. Actually, that sort of ASMR level of something that's so satisfying. Rubbing those off the end of a ballpoint is super satisfying.
What's ASMR?
Autosexual motor response.
Okay.
It's these weird people who pay lots and lots of money to a girl to go on a microphone, on a webcam, and go, "Hi there, big boy."
And then it sounds like she's eating a packet of crisps.
Yeah, crisps is one of them.
Okay,
sucking golf balls is another one that I heard of.
That's not. I have to say, I'd rather just hear somebody opening a can of beer because you think, hey,
look,
it's time for a drink.
We've literally got to the point in Nathan Barley where you need to watch that series. That's on your watch list for our movie review or TV review show that we eventually do, because there's one point where he finds this internet website of bum fights in Russia, and it's you have to bet on it, who's going to pull their teeth out first and things like that, and we're in that range now. It's I'm going to throw money at you, stick a golf ball in your mouth and suckle on it on the microphone.
Do you know? Don't try this at home. Maybe I shouldn't even say it. Actually, I'm not going to say it. Let's just do the quiz.
Don't try suckling on golf balls.
No, it was going to be something different, but let's just do the quiz. Now, everybody play along at home. Play along if you're re-listening. Play along if you're watching again or you're listening again.
Yep.
This is Andrea's hip-hop quiz.
Yeah, and again, I'll clarify this, right? So I did get a phone call the other day, and it was and
I've got to not look like I'm drinking out of a beer bottle.
Andrew and Neil were just asking me for a few pointers on what would constitute a good hip hop quiz. So I'm hoping this is a good one. Don't embarrass me, you guys. Here we go.
Come on.
Question number 1.
Okay. Is it good already?
The best-selling album, And Then There Was X, released by DMX, was released in what year?
Is that multiple choice?
A, 1998, B, 1999, or C, 2000?
Oh, God, they're a bit close together. What was the question again?
The best-selling album...
Not that it makes any difference, I still won't know.
The best-selling album, And Then There Was X, was released by DMX in what year?
Right, I reckon I'm going to go for that because that looks like an X year. You know what I mean? Like a millennium.
X going to give it to you, baby. X going to give it to you. I can
already...
already...
your answers down? I've given you a clipboard last week.
Yeah.
God.
I can already
I didn't pay for it.
I'm probably not going to get 100% on this, by the way. I'm looking through them and thinking, hold on a second, right, okay.
I want some listeners. I want some people in the chat room to be putting their answers in here.
Okay, number 2.
James,
the album
Steve.
400 Degrees was released by which hip-hop group or artist?
Multiple choice?
Nope.
What?
Nope.
It's not even multiple choice?
Nah. There's no point looking behind me. It's not going to be any of those up there. It's not going to be any of those up there.
Right, okay, let's have a
I did say, try to aim for, post-2000, but hey, it's all good. We're good.
Okay, I'm going to put down Spice Girls. Are they hip-hop enough?
What?
I can't think of anybody.
Okay.
Go on, question 3.
Right, question 3. Fred Rostar, Sponzy, and Sticky Fingers are better known as what name? I'll repeat. Fred Rostar, Sponzy, and Sticky Fingers are better known as what name?
If this is what the Scribes go under as their stage name, and I get this wrong because there's 3 Scribes, isn't there? We're going to look stupid. I'm going to put the Scribes. In fact, I'm going to put the Scribes to every answer because Andrea knows they're on tonight. So
You know what I also know now? Someone is looking these up.
So
I can tell by this next question.
I reckon the Scribes is going to be one of our answers. Right, next question, number 4.
Number 4. What Busta Rhymes album features the cut Flip Mode Squad meets Def Squad? Flip Mode!
And what's the multiple choice?
There's no multiple choice.
Okay,
you
so
can't
what
have that
album?
every week and every question.
Okay. Okay, question 5. This is embarrassing.
Mary J. Blige and Ja Rule did what song together on Mary's No More Drama?
Not multiple choice again?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Right. Question 6.
I've misnumbered. Here we go. There we go. Right. The rap record label Rap-A-Lot was founded in which city, where its head office still remains? Yeah, I think someone's been looking these.
Yeah, this is good questions for hip hop. Okay. Question 7.
Name the artist. My heart can take no more, but I keep on running back to you.
So that's a lyric, is it?
I keep on running back to you, running back to you.
Okay. What, are you laughing at my answer or the next question?
The next question.
Oh, right. Right, okay.
And people will... many people might understand why.
Okay, go.
In May 2000, 50 Cent.
Yay! Fiddy.
Halfbuck was shot by how many bullets?
Oh.
Andrea, thank you.
50 Cent.
Yeah.
Fiddy. I like a bit of 50 Cent.
Halfbuck, baby.
Halfbuck.
Anyone played any of his games?
And last question, or was that it?
No, last question,
No.
I think. Question 9. Which of the following record labels featured famous artists such as Snoop Dogg?
Ooh.
Dr. Dre.
Ooh.
Not Dr. Dre that used to be the guy on Yo MTV Raps. The other Dr. Dre. The
Eminem, NWA, Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre from
NWA.
Yeah, and Tupac. Which of the following record labels featured famous artists such as Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Tupac? Was it Def Jam, Death Row, or Rockefeller?
Okay. And those are my answers. Right, so they are horrific answers, and
yeah,
I think
hold
I've got... Nobody's coming even on the chat room.
Yeah, do you mind if I play a tune?
I've got them here.
Yeah, I've got one you haven't got.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've got one
you
got.
crack on.
Yeah, no, I've just thought I'd like sling this in here because we were talking about it.
I
was
can't put this on our playlist though, can I? Because I'll put the version that we've got on the playlist.
Yeah, we'll try because this does seem to have been buried along with the film.
Is this Black Panther?
Panther is the movie, and this, like, again, one of the soundtrack to this movie was wicked as well. Great film. Does seem to be buried for some reason, along with this particular version of the theme tune. This is Freedom from Panther, and this is performed by various artists. It's the Dallas Dirty Half Dozen mix. And this features some of the top, like, most creme de la creme of female rappers of the 90s and prior, including TLC, Left Eye, God rest her soul. And this tune is just fantastic. So I've actually managed to dig it out, and this tune right here, it's the Dallas Dirty Half Dozen remix.
Yeah, that's the version we didn't find, isn't it?
Well, yeah, like I say, it's really hard to find this thing. So I had a good old dig. I had a real good old dig.
Is this in your system on a hard drive then somewhere?
No. This is from a plate. So
okay.
I knocked this up earlier today.
Oh, so you've recorded it off your deck and put it through?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because it's literally the only way I can find this thing now. So I hope you all enjoyed it. And this tune is fantastic. It'll be great to hear Left Eye again. This is Freedom from the soundtrack to the movie by Mario Van Peebles, Panther. What a tune, huh?
I like that
Absolute
one.
Banger,
I like
right?
that one. And we noticed that while we were listening to that, Dawn Lee's come into the chat room, Liam, and said, I got 3 with a crying smiley. Dawn, we haven't given the answers out.
Yeah, exactly. How do you know?
Are you guessing that you've got 3? Because I think that's 3 more than I've got.
Someone Googling.
Oh, Dawn Googling.
It's Dawn Googling.
Mind you, Dawn moves in circles. She's probably got Dawn wouldn't be Googling. A fluffer would be Googling. A runner or
she's always moving in circles. That's why there's a worn part of her carpet here, roughly in the shape of a circle.
Absolutely. So she's had a man go off and Google some answers and then said, I've got 3. Well, I'm going to predict, Dawn, that I've got 0. So thank you, Andrea, for our hip-hop quiz. We're going to give the answers out now. Leo, what do you think you've got?
I reckon actually, I've probably got about 4 or 5 out of that. Because again, I did specify, try to make it pre-2000. Because a lot of the stuff post-2000, I say that was after sort of things switched out. You weren't getting so much of a Pharcyde or Jurassic 5 or anyone like that. You were getting more like Kanye's and...
Was that pretty much after the West Coast shutdown?
See, this is one of the things on the phone call the other day when Andrea said to me,
I just thought I might hit gold and you might go, yes. No, how did you know that? So I just threw something at you then.
She said to me about East Coast hip hop, is that correct? And I was like, okay, look, I haven't got time to go into the whole East Coast versus West Coast thing. It's a thing. And again, like I say, in my own personal opinion, I do feel that was a bit of a crossover point where record labels and commercialism kind of took hold. I'm sure Akil the MC could actually talk about this very well because I follow him on Facebook and he has actually posted an awful lot of stuff that I've been reading. I'm like, yeah, I know, man.
Right.
But
I just thought if I threw something random at you like that, you might go, no way, how do you know about the West Coast shutdown? And it might have just been a thing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Okay.
It's not a thing.
Now listen,
but, we do live in an age where the Beastie Boys were voted the most influential hip-hop band of all time. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. Is after that East Coast, West Coast scenario, that's what happened.
You see, now this is where I took on board what you said because we had that telephone conversation the other day and then last night, Andrea, who put the quiz together, obviously, she just said, right, there was me and Claire at home, and she said, right, I've got 5 questions for you for like a preemptive, just to get you into it. Question number 1, and it was a question, and I forget what the exact wording was. In which city did hip hop start? So it was A, B, or C, and it was either Los Angeles, New York, or Chicago. Those were the 3 answers, right? So Claire literally put down New York and she went to Bronx like that, because it's fun. And I said, no, it's LA. And I was super duper confident because American geography is not my forte. There's not a lot of things that are my forte.
There's only about 6,000 miles between them. It's okay.
And I said it's LA because I think that's on the coast. And I said, and Leo it implicitly said it's an East Coast, West Coast thing, so it must have started on one of those coasts, and it didn't. It started in New York.
Exactly. Yeah.
So where was this East Coast, West Coast?
So, like...
you led me up the garden path, and I just literally fist pumped when Andrea read that question. I'm like, yes.
So
went,
Dre and Snoop Dogg and all of that, and Eminem, they're all a firm proponent of West Coast. Yeah, like once Hollywood got hold of it, once LA got hold of it. And it's interesting as well, because it's not all just like that. Again, look at Ugly Duckling, man. Like, Ugly Duckling keep it real, and they still manage to push through and make wicked stuff.
You sit there like a white bloke saying, like, I mean, look at Ugly Duckling, man, and Ugly Duckling keep it real. If I said Ugly Duckling keep it real, people would say, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I
it just doesn't come right from me to be talking about hip hop in that style.
Depends how much of it you've listened and imbibed, and how much of the culture you've been surrounded by. I was very, very lucky growing up in West London. I grew up literally on the cusp of Southall, which has got to be like the most multicultural part of London, or one of them at least. And I was very lucky to have a lot of friends that nurtured my interest and helped me out. And Des in Bristol as well, like really introduced me to a whole bunch of extra stuff.
Even me saying big ups doesn't sound right.
yeah. I mean,
but Des will get it.
Yeah. I mean, like, like I say, we can all appreciate it. That's the thing. Like that. Again, this is part of what I was saying about the difference in hip hop styles. Is that my hip hop is. Well, when I grew up with hip hop, like, it was about us all coming together over music and enjoying music together and building better understandings and educating. Like, there's a lot of educating that needs to be done. Like, so much of the time, there's still a lot of ignorant people out there. You know what I mean?
The problem is that what you've got between those people and the education is something. What's it called? Oh, the government. Right.
That doesn't help.
Shall we have propaganda from the government? Shall we have some answers?
Yeah, you got them over there.
I'm gonna give myself 0 before we even start. So, Leo, let's have the answers to these questions.
Well, send them over then. You got them over there, Bob.
Oh, I have. Yeah. Sorry.
Nice. Okay.
The results.
The results. We missed our applause today, didn't we? But then we were on the hoof. We're on the hoof.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I got none.
One thing. Let's see how we go here.
Embarrassing, isn't it?
Your results. Here we go.
Not even my stock standard 2.
You were close. All right, number 1, the best-selling album, And Then There Was X, released by DMX. Was released in which year? 98, 99, or 2000?
I've gone 2000 because it sounds like an X year.
Yeah, you've gone for 2000. You're close.
Well, I had to be close. The other two were 2 years before it, or 1 year before
it. As I said to Andrea, like, make it pre-2000.
Oh.
1999.
Oh, you are absolutely right. No, okay, fair enough. That was the one that I thought I might get.
Yeah, there you go. 1999. Excellent.
Nobody else has come in with any. They're too difficult. And Dawn Lee reckons as I say, she's got 3. Right, question number 2.
Okay, the album 400 Degrees was released by which hip-hop group or artist?
Spice Girls.
Yeah, no, I missed this one.
I know. Obviously, that's not. But I couldn't, off the top of my head, think of anybody.
Juvenile.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I thought it was too obvious.
I was digging deep. I'm like, Right, this one I got though. Fredro Starr, Sponsy, and Sticky Fingers, better known as what name? I swear I saw Sticky Fingers doing a scratch DMC contest at some point. Sorry. So Fredro Starr, Sponsy, and Sticky Fingers are better known as Onyx.
Yeah, I got that wrong. I put the Scribes just in case. Well, I thought, they might just have their,
I like that.
Catch me out, and then Andrea knows they're on, and they'll go, like, that's our stage names, dude, and then I'll just look stupid, so I look even more.
So now you just look more stupid because
I don't care.
Research level minus 100.
Oh, you know we don't research our guests because otherwise
what do you mean? I do. I try.
You don't.
Admittedly, it's easier if I'm already aware of them, but
You don't do any research into the guests. What are you talking about? Right.
Number 4. What Busta Rhymes album features the cut? I love how she wrote something and stroked down and put cut. The cut Flip Mode Squad meets Def Squad.
Is it the Big Clowns album?
No.
Okay.
No. It is The Coming.
Okay.
Number 5. Mary J. Blige and Ja Rule did what song together on Mary's No More Drama?
Now, was this a cover version of Paul Simon's Call Me Al?
No.
Rainy
Days.
Okay. Yeah. Did you get that?
No, that one I missed actually.
Okay.
I forgot that one. The rap record label Rap-A-Lot was founded in which city where its head office still remains?
Leo, what did you put?
Houston. Houston, Texas,
And
baby.
what is the right answer?
Houston.
Oh, okay.
Houston, Texas, baby.
I got that one wrong as well.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's an interesting one. Like, Houston, Texas, like the heart of Texas, like hip-hop act.
It does seem a little bit odd that would probably be that. Yeah, I got that wrong, surprisingly. Question number 7.
Name the artist my heart can take no more, but I keep on running back to you, running back to you.
And Leo, you put?
Ashanti.
And the answer is?
Ashanti.
I got that wrong as well. I'm not even going to read my answers out because they're too embarrassing. Question number 8.
8. I wondered why you stopped answering. In May 2000, Halfbuck was shot by how many bullets?
And you say?
I say 9.
And the answer is?
Is 9.
Okay, I got that wrong as well. And question number 9.
Because when he got shot, I looked at the screen and went, 9! 9!
That's a lot of bullets.
I was in
to
Germany
be shot
at the
by.
time. Yeah, I don't know. Like, he's been shot a lot of times by a lot of different people.
He's a big fella, though. He can take it, can't he?
I suppose he can. Oh, man.
I like a bit of 50 Cent.
Actually, he's back
Welcome
in
to
some
the candy
capacity.
shop.
Isn't he making a film or a TV series for Netflix or something? I think.
Welcome
I think
to
up to
my... that's Flow Rider.
Dude, come on. All right, number 9. Which of the following record labels featured famous artists such as Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Tupac?
And your answer is?
Well, Death Row.
And I got that wrong. So I have got 0, which I predicted would be my correct score.
And that last one there, like, you know, like I say, kind of highlights the whole East Coast, West Coast thing. Yeah, but with that last one being like Death Row Records, and obviously, like I said, like, yeah, it kind of highlights what I was trying to tell you guys about East Coast, West Coast. I think the good thing to follow that up with might be actually
Ugly Duckling.
I was going to say Public Enemy, but hey, let's go with Ugly Duckling. Why not? We can come back.
I don't know. I was making it up. I mean, I'd rather have Public Enemy because at least I know them.
Well, again, like if you look at the history and you look at like the breakout of like Public Enemy and Dr. Dre, NWA, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's the history period we're talking about. But you know what? I'm going to roll with you on this one because, man, Dizzy Dusting is it. Dizzy Dusting is his nom de plume in bloom as we spin this Ugly Duckling tune. Let's have a bit of the boys that I saw Fabric opening on their opening night live, and obviously our boys at Scribes have been working with Dizzy. So let's have a bit of Dizzy Dusting, Einstein and Andy. This is Ugly Duckling with Einstein's on stage. He plays funky beats on the recorder. There you go. There's a bit of Ugly Duckling, Einstein there. Oh, fantastic band, fantastic group, great albums. Like and like I say, seeing them at Fabric like on their first night of opening was absolutely fantastic. So there you go with Ugly Duckling.
I'm not on my phone.
no, apparently not. Yeah,
I'm looking up something relevant.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
What was it?
Alcohol.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah, no, planning future tipples.
Dawn! My 3 were all wrong.
All wrong, yeah. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah,
well,
that's a pretty cool quiz, actually. Like,
it was a very good quiz, but it was extremely difficult for a should I say a hip-hop layman or a hip-hop newbie?
Yeah, novice.
And you got how many, Leo?
I got 4, actually. Like,
so you got less, less than 50% for the hip-hop expert.
Well, again, like I just say, try to make it pre-2000.
Yeah, but you can't choose your questions because I try to make it all about something I know.
Yeah, some of those ones are things where I'm like, oh god, I know that. It's on my tip of my tongue. But I got the Onyx one, which I was quite pleased with.
All of those were on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, when I put down my answer, I thought, is it Onyx or is it the Spice Girls? And I thought, I'm definitely going to go with the Spice Girls.
Yeah, because
I should have gone with Onyx.
Legends of hip hop there.
Yeah, and I thought Def Jam. I did put Def Jam down for my last answer because I know Def Jam records.
Yeah, well, most people would know that one.
Yeah, that's why I thought it might be one of those ones that's like hiding in plain sight, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I mean, Death Row's just as well known though.
Yeah,
I mean, like, trust me, there's some interesting history behind the whole East Coast, West Coast, LAPD,
East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah, like LAPD, even stuff that, like, I don't want to go into too much detail, but there's stuff that like runs through to what is MS-13 today, and one of Obama's officials running guns over the border and stuff like that. And believe it or not, I mean, people have heard of Suge Knight, right?
Allegedly.
Have you heard of Suge Knight?
Suge
Knight. Like, so Vanilla Ice, very famously, was held by his ankles over the balcony of a 13th floor hotel room by Suge Knight, demanding money for from Vanilla Ice, basically, for being Vanilla Ice. Like, and Suge Knight was definitely like pretty hardcore. Yeah, he spent a lot of time inside.
As he's dangling him upside down, and he said, "I want you to stop," and he goes, "Why? Because that's not nice, baby."
Oh Jesus! Darryl F. Gates has a lot to do with it as well. But like, there's a lot of interesting history back there that I've done a bit of research into. But yeah, like East Coast, West Coast. To simplify it was like two styles of rap. You had your West Coast Hollywood people that were like one style. Yeah, and then you had your East Coast, your New Yorkers and Detroits, and
because I guess because New York, is right. But I was only thinking of when we said that earlier, Los Angeles, and I just thought, it's too obvious. New York's too obvious. But there you go. Chicago, I know, is always associated with Al Capone and the gangsters. It's the Windy City, and I thought that's definitely a red herring. But there you go. But good quiz. Dawn Lee got 3, and then realised they were all wrong. So I take it Dawn got the same amount as me.
If I remember right, I think Caution might have been from Chicago. If I remember.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm digging.
I mean, it's all over at the end of the day, isn't it? But it's where these origins come in. So what we were talking about playing them. Should we have a little bit of Public Enemy?
Yeah, because this was when we were trying to come up with a quiz. I was like, here's a question for you. Public Enemy on their European tour in 2005 when they played Club UK, formerly Club Dimensions, in Bristol, Stokes Croft. Who was their sound engineer?
I believe, Leo,
you got this one right.
It was you.
It was. It was me.
I can't believe you worked with Public Enemy. It's ridiculous.
Neither can I. It was like
Flavor Flav, Chuck D.
Yep. Terminator X.
Because
I was DJing as well, so me and Terminator X, man. Boy, like honestly, that's some next level thing where I was just like, wait a minute, I'm playing with Terminator X here, and then it led straight into their set, and I engineered that.
And their soldiers was it the protectors of the free world? And they used to stand with the rifles. Was that what they were called?
So one funny bit of it was where Fight the Power came up, right? And when they turned up, so it was literally Public Enemy and their tour manager and band, because it was a live band. So at 2 o'clock the previous morning, I was running around to Bar Latino to pick up the drum kit from a night that I'd done the night before with MC Tarley and Brian G. For Rubik's Cube. So I ran down there, picked up the drum kit, got it down there. They all come in, they all get changed, and like Chuck D and Flavor Flav are chatting to me. And I'm standing there like at the side of the stage with a mixing desk, and I'm mixing. Fight the Power comes up, and out of nowhere, this queue of dudes in Black Panther outfits just line past me, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? We've been invaded or something? They've managed to sneak these guys in the back. No one had seen them. They've been sat out the back for like 2 hours waiting for this moment, just so they could all come on stage and do the Fight the Power dance where like they do the
yeah.
I was literally crapping myself. Like, what the hell, man? We've been swatted here or something. It was fantastic. Wicked gig though. There's photos out on our website actually. If you go to fluidrecords.co.uk/events.html, or just check out the site, go to events, up with all of our photos from the last couple of weekends. Scroll right down the bottom there, you'll find the photos from that Public Enemy gig with Terminator X.
Nice.
That's fantastic. I say, cutting some vibes with Terminator X.
That is insane, isn't it?
I only had 2 weeks as well. Like, the previous promoter had dropped out, so I got a phone call from Molly saying, Leo, look, help, we got to sort this out.
Who was the guy with the big watch? Chuck D?
That's that's Flavor Flav.
And he used to say, tell them what time it is, didn't he?
Yeah, tell them what time it is. Yeah, no. So I actually picked something as well. Like, this is so a lot of people would just automatically jump to really obvious Public Enemy tunes. I picked this one particularly because everyone will remember or recognise the riff on this tune.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure how many people will remember Public Enemy popularised it in the modern day. So here's a bit of Public Enemy, like banging tune from back in the day. Can't get much better than this.
Just such a great
banger
tune,
right there.
absolutely.
I'm sure a lot of people will recognise that. Yeah, it's on a lot of Sky Sports stuff and that.
Just saying, like, the songs where people write that's like a bunch of young lads that just got together at that time. You go back, that song is so nostalgic. That band for me, are nostalgic.
Maybe not Flav, but yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Sorry,
but just to sort of write some stuff and mean it, and then they're listing like with Public Enemy #1 in Chicago, with Public Enemy, and it's just
they were just
now
incredible.
People just don't do that, and it's one of those things. My Rob Heaton's my drum hero, and there's so many good drummers out there, but you were just saying, Leo, off air, if you could take a time travel capsule and a music time travel. The Sex Pistols for me are just one of the, they were another band of that era. I know you listen to them now. The Sex Pistols are basically just glorified rock and roll, which is what they are. But their whole, so this is why we need to do a punk night.
If we do that, can we include the tune that they had on South Park with the Guitar Hero episode, where when Stan starts playing Chase the Heroin Heroin Hero, where it's a game where you chase the dragon to chill out. He comes back and he's all mashed up. And what does he play? Sex Pistols.
There you go. but for me, the Pistols at that time, I mean, they did one album essentially, and then they did the film, McLaren, and it's all manufactured and whatever. But that big Steve Jones guitar, Paul Cook drums, that big open massive Paul Cook drum sound. If I could go back in time and be any drummer, and arguably, I've said this before, John Bonham, possibly one of the greatest drummers, if not the greatest drummer.
Yeah, he's up there.
But I'd go back and I would want to be Paul Cook purely for that Pistols thing that hit that much, and you've got that Cook and Jones thing, and that does it for me with Public Enemy. I know this is pretty much your show and I don't know a lot about this, but that Public Enemy for me is that Pistols moment where those guys have put this together, and NWA as well, and gone, hit our world, have a bit of this.
Yeah, and like I say, there's a peak time for like that clash of East Coast, West Coast. You got a lot of, there was an awful lot of like really inspired stuff that came out over that time. Like I say, for me, just on a personal level, like it's the way it kind of sided with the Dr. Dre and then onto Eminem and so on and so forth, and now we have Kanye doing Bohemian Rhapsody. You got Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, well, you've got to cut off somewhere, haven't you? And you've got to say enough is enough. Kanye, stop.
Unfortunately for me, I just find it's where like this isn't any genre of music. It doesn't happen just in hip hop. It happened with 9 Inch Nails. It happened with many other people. Once you get into labels, once labels get their claws into it, once the Beastie Boys came along, that was it. The labels had their claws deep into it then, and that's why now they're getting voted as the most influential hip hop group on all time. And I've got lots of reasons why personally I think that is insulting to the genre and all of the people that have brought it to us over the decades. That's just my opinion. I mean, many may disagree, and that's fine. Like, it's just how I feel about it.
It takes us back to that conversation we just had about we are an anti-U2 show. I mean, it's the same. U2 are arguably one of the biggest bands on the planet. Why? I have no idea. That the Edge can only play one guitar riff, and that Bill Bailey skit where he absolutely rips it. Have you seen that?
Well, I've long said this. So the Joshua Tree all the way through is the
so for anybody who hasn't seen that Bill Bailey and they're familiar with U2, Bill Bailey was a far better musician than the Edge. Starts playing like the Edge does, doesn't he? And then he said, but it's all effects, and he gradually clicks all of his effects off, and what he's actually playing is jingle bells on the guitar, and it is just priceless.
I mean, one of the things you can look at without talent wise is like what did Rodney Mullen and I've forgotten his damn name, Adam Clayton, what did they
Adam Clayton Jr., if you don't mind, isn't it?
Well, they went off and did something on their own, didn't they? They did.
Oh no, it's Larry Mullen Jr. and Adam Clayton. It's Larry Mullen's the Jr.
and Adam Clayton. Yeah, like they went off and did a theme tune for a film. Do you remember?
No.
Mission Impossible.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Do you know
she can do what she wants with anyone she wants? It ain't going to damage her career. That's the key thing.
Throwing their hat in the ring. You know, Bono's also got that ridiculous alter ego of Mephisto or whatever, and he wears that.
Has he?
Yeah. Do you not know
that one passed me by, thankfully.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, absolutely passed me by as well. It's just somebody told me.
No, the only alter ego of his I know is the 9000 Cuick #2. So
right, no, he had this alter ego called Mephisto or something, and then he also had that one where he wore that hat, and they're preaching about like the environment and blah 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 blah, and apparently Bono had got to somewhere and he'd forgotten his hat, and he had a private jet fly back, pick his hat up and fly it back to him. I mean, what an absolute... I haven't got the bingers.
Like South Park said, it's like, incredible. That must be it. That's how Bono, apparently being such a lovely, nice guy, can still be such a massive shit. He's actually a #2.
Whilst we're playing the next tune, we got to... You wanted to play Mark B, Blade, and then we're going to play out on Pharcyde because Scribes are supporting them tonight.
Well, they'll be on any minute now, actually, in Bristol, I would imagine.
They will.
Scribes are doing.
So we'll have a bit of Mark B, then.
Let's go for a bit of Mark B and Blade. God rest his soul. Like, it's a shame that we lose so many of our pioneers too early. But this is actually the first tune I heard, I think, by Mark B and Blade, and if I remember correctly, it was actually on Radio 1. And you know what? I'm going to put a stretch out here and say, believe it or not, it was Joe Wiley.
I was going to say Joe Wiley would probably be somebody that would play
Auto
this.
cue whore Joe Wiley. Sorry, apologies to people who disagree with that, but I mean, I remember Dominic and I listening to her playing Mr. Scruff and having absolutely no clue what she was talking about. I've got that on, I was going to put that vinyl behind me as well, actually. I've got that on vinyl.
Joe Wiley is... I have to take my hat off to Joe Wiley. She can do an interview. She knows her stuff, and I quite like it.
Well, unless it's like Mr. Scruff or something.
I quite like it when she does some of her interview, but I also see she can sort of bug me as well. So I'm a little bit like that.
She's got a lot better over the years.
Yeah.
We're talking
Yes.
back in the 90s here, where she was just kind of starting out. Really,
and if you want to talk about any DJs that are still currently doing the rounds like that, at least she does actually know mostly what she's talking about, which is quite good in a DJ.
Yeah,
but let's have this anyway.
Is a tune that, I was picking up Spud. Shouts to Spud. He'll be back in Plymouth soon. We'll catch up for a barbecue. The two of us, I just picked him up and we started the car, and We Are the Unknown. The Unknown by Mark B and Blade came on, and we turned it up and stopped what we were saying and said, listen, this is banging. So ladies and gents, check this out. Mark B and Blade, God rest his soul, this is The Unknown. There you go, Mark B and Blade, The Unknown.
That thing just reminds me of Lacey with Andy Quick.
Yeah.
You know, when he does that rapping, Lacey's very good at that. Well, I don't know what it's called. It's not scat, is it? But
kind
similar.
of. Oh, God, yeah. It's interesting you say that, because last night Steve Prout had Scatman John's version of The Invisible Man, which I had totally forgotten about. That's a tune to check out there.
But yeah, that's Lacey does a good one of those. That's cool. End of the show. Well, past the end of the show, we're going to play out on the Pharcyde in a minute. But Leo, we'll just say thanks to everybody for dropping in.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks to Andrew for the quiz. Thanks to the Scribes for taking time out before they're going on to the Academy. They'll have finished now. And these guys that we're going to play will be coming on, won't they?
Will be coming on, these guys are so good, man. This is great. They've done some great music videos as well. I'm trying to remember. I think I could be mixing this up. I hate it if I am, but I'm pretty sure they did a video where
I've gone into gangster
it was
rap
filmed.
Mode.
It was filmed in reverse, but the lip syncing was the right way around. There's fantastic video, really, really good. But yeah, those guys are amazing. But yeah, massive shouts to the Scribes. Thank you so much for joining us. And tomorrow they will be at the Underbar. What's it called? The Chintz Lounge?
It's the Chintz Symposium, but I think they're saying it's the one underneath. It's the one called the Underbar. But the Chintz Symposium is a great pub in Falmouth. So if anybody gets down there and they get there early, go into the Chintz anyway, have a drink, and then go down.
And do check out their website, quillequipped.com. Quill Equipped, that's QUILL. And they are on a massive tour. They are touring, I think, right through to November. There's going to be plenty of opportunities to catch up. And obviously Glastonbury as well.
Yes.
Massive congrats for winning that. But yeah, if you're around in the area tomorrow, they're at the Chintz Symposium.
Multi-award winning, aren't they?
Multi-award winning indeed, yeah. And if you have missed any of this show, maybe you missed the interview, or you want to catch up, watch it again, you can do that over fm.fluidrecords.co.uk or vision.fluidrecords.co.uk, and you'll find all of our on-demand video and audio right there.
You will.
Yep, and if you do want to get in contact with the studio with any requests or shout-outs or questions or anything at all, really, you can email us at studio@fluidrecords.co.uk.
And please do so.
Yes,
and next week, back to unthemed show. But I've enjoyed our themed show.
Yeah,
I feel I've been educated in the ways of the hip-hop.
We just literally scratched the surface of very tiny. I mean, we've got more tunes than we...
scratched the surface.
Yeah. We barely scratched the surface. We've got a lot more tunes in the playlist that we didn't get a chance to play.
Yeah.
We should probably come back to it at some point. If people want to check out as well, I've got a wicked mixtape. I say it myself. Driver Radio Show Volume 25 up on fm.fluidrecords.co.uk. If you enjoyed the hip hop, that mix is all sort of new stuff. There's some Eugene Blackrock on there that I played, and then about 6 months later ended up on a Citroen advert or something like that.
Oh right, okay.
So
cool.
yeah, if you're into your hip hop top. Go check that out. There's also Urbanomics on FM. Just have a look on there. You'll find them. Maybe we should do a few more sort of themed shows.
I quite like a theme
going forward. But we've got another guest next week as well, haven't we?
Grace Lightman's on next week.
Yes, Grace Lightman.
She's quite prolific as well, isn't she? I mean, Andy Quick, again, he seems to be a big friend of the show, but he put us on to Grace. But for those of you who are not at the Bristol Academy and you're listening to us, this is Running by Pharcyde, so you can hear them now if you don't happen to be in Bristol.
Yeah. Before we do play that, though, I'm going to say don't forget to feed the head of algorithm. Like, share, follow and subscribe. Please do, because it helps us a great deal. It helps us with the algorithm. Like, comment, share, follow. Hit that subscribe bell down on YouTube, and you can find us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram and Mixcloud. Just search out Phluid Records, Phluid Vision or Phluid FM. You'll be right there. Perfect. So please do that. It does help us a great deal.